Thank you so much. Welcome back to the stage, the Soska sisters and the fabulous leading lady, Katherine Isabelle. No basic instinct going on here, thank you very much.
If you can see anything on my skirts, just do a little high sign. Right now? No.
Oh, no, they're good. But they were really looking.
I'm going to just kick off with a couple of questions and then you can chime in by all means. But one of the questions I haven't asked the girls so far is, you've said the Dead Hooker in a Trunk was actually your homage to Grindhouse, but this one is more your Asian European one. I mean, because of films like Audition, I'm assuming. Is that correct? Okay. You don't have to lean in.
We're good like this. I'm surprised. Yeah, it seems very transparent, except I think not only is Katherine Isabelle one of my favorite actresses, and I was really thrilled to have an opportunity to work with her, but I also think I also find her very attractive, and I thought, what if she had the same kind of wardrobe that Asami's, who is Ahi Sheena's character in Audition, has, but even less close.
We're also very inspired by Asian and European cinema as far as horror goes, because I think in North America we might have lost our way a little bit, because there's a lot of remakes, there's a lot of horror movies that are kind of directed more like porn, where if there's the tits and the blood and the money shots, they think, oh, horror fans are stupid, they're going to like that. And it's like, we do need a little bit more. A lot of people forget that films like Silence of the Lambs are horror films, but it's been a really long time since America came out with a Silence of the Lambs. Things like I Saw the Devil and Let the Right One In are films we absolutely love. And when we were trying to shop around the theme of body modification, the knee-jerk reaction was, oh, it's going to be Saw, it's going to be Hostel. Not that I have anything against those films, but it's like, I think that would discredit the body mod community, and they're kind of seen as this villainized group and misunderstood group as it is. So we wanted to shoot it very beautifully.
Katherine, they wrote this for you. Had you ever heard of the girls? Did you know who they were? Had you seen Dead Hooker in a Trunk? And what did you think when you read the script?
No, I didn't. Oddly enough, we grew up very close to each other in proximity in Vancouver. But I didn't know them, and I had not seen Dead Hooker in a Trunk. I have seen it now. I was sent the script over email on my BlackBerry and thought, oh wow, first time Canadian identical twin sister writer director team. It's probably going to be really awesome. And I was like, I'll just read a couple pages. I could say that I've read it, and I ended up reading the whole 190 pages on my BlackBerry in bed twice, and put it down and looked around the room and went, what the fuck just happened to me? And I sent it to a few people, my father, one of them, to get backup, to assure me that I wasn't insane. And then when I met them, we were supposed to meet for sushi for an hour, and we ended up till 5 a.m. hanging out, and yeah, I wanted anything to do with them.
You didn't hear that, you did hear that correctly, 190 pages long. I mean, because these girls, they don't just sort of write the dialogue, they actually say, and a scream here, and you walk there. You
see it all visually, you hear the sound, you hear the music, there's a lot of black on the page, it's not just dialogue and,
But so could you actually move off that? And if you didn't do that actual direction, did they come down really heavily?
Sylv would hit me, I'd get things were thrown at me. No, it's so well written that you didn't need to go off very far. I mean,
that's the right answer.
Right? I'm good, right? You like me. No, it is. It's so well written that you don't need to stray very far. And they were so encouraging and supportive, and they sort of inspired confidence in everyone around them and what they were doing, including myself.
Right, now it's your turn. You will get a poster if you actually ask a question, and it's sensible. Come on,
to bribe
guys.
people to ask us questions.
Yes, we have to bribe them. Man in blue t-shirt.
Was there a lot of scenes improvised, or was it all rehearsed due to filming?
There were no rehearsals, and we had 15 days to shoot it, so we barely got the movie done. This one, the thing, I mean, it's not an excuse for anything, but she only had 3 takes to do anything at any point, and there was a lot of pressure for her to do well. Even during the audition process, someone would come in and they wouldn't get it right away, and they'd be like, why didn't you select that person? Be like, you got 3 takes to do it. If you can't do it right away really good like an actor, you're not working on this film.
That was actually a note that she gave. Do it good like an actor. Usually Billy Antonio Cupo got that when he had a
got that a
question,
lot.
and it's like, just do it good like an actor.
He'd come up with some really actory question. She'd be like, just do it good like an actor.
The things he had questions about were never something that was like a substantial thing that you needed a question about. It would be like, where was I before I came in here? It's like, your office, having a wank. I don't care. Make it up.
That was the answer to everything. You were masturbating first. Now go.
Stuff, by the way.
Yes, go on, Ash.
I don't know whether it was intentional, but I noticed with the concept of duality that a lot of the script was, I mean, apart from your cameo, very twin-centric. I wanted the studios wonder if that was intentional to make a lot of the characters almost single twins. And the other thing is, which one of you is the eldest?
Guess. For that, the second one, guess. We won't take offense.
He doesn't even know which one's which. Do you know which one's which?
I reckon you're the eldest.
That's Sylvia. Well,
That's like the first time anyone ever has got it right. Yeah, Sylvia's the oldest.
I've got
Yeah.
twins, so
Oh, shut up. Boys or girls?
twin girls,
Identical or fraternal?
identical.
How old?
Oh, we'll answer the question.
Yeah.
Shut up, he had a question.
Jennifer and I.
excuse me, back to the film, girl. You're supposed to be promoting.
Twins always do the twin interview when they find out there's another twin.
Sorry.
I don't.
Was it intentional twin-centric characters?
We-
It's just the way you write.
We're very I think it is the way we write. I don't know what it's like to be just a single person. Jen and I always say how lonely it must be to be
We
like
call you guys normies.
Everything is twin centric, and people are like, oh, people aren't like that. I'm like, I have no idea what it is like to not be an identical twin. But the way we got into body modification is we saw a prank online with identical twin brothers that did a limb exchange. It wasn't real, but it was a prank that I thought was real, and it scared the shit out of me. One had his arm removed and grafted onto his brother's chest plate, and then they had a finger removed and elongated onto his ring finger. And because they're genetically identical, the limbs didn't reject, and that didn't disturb me as much as the big essay about you will have to be an identical twin to want to do something like this. So that's why the twins in the film were there and had that limb exchange, because I was like, haha, that's how I got pulled into this obsession of mine.
We did try to make that scene the most twinly of twin scenes. We threw in a Dr. Mengele joke.
Yeah.
One of the greatest moments of an interview I had was with a German publication, and they said, so why do you think you can get away with making a Mengele joke? And I was like, because my people were persecuted by Dr.
You're chopped up.
Mengele. And he bought it. It was fine. He was like, yeah, they don't talk about it enough. And I was like,
Yes, gentleman there.
Which difference? Can you tell us your experience with working with a bigger budget than your last film?
it was like night and day. Dead Hooker was made for $2,500, and the biggest difference was having such a huge crew, because when we were doing Dead Hooker, we did every department. We were the first people there, the last people to leave, often, you know, scrubbing blood off toilets, if you've seen that delightful behind-the-scenes magic moment. And we found that we would need something, and we would get up and we'd start running, and our AD, our first AD, Brad Jubenville, who was absolutely fantastic, would say, no, you need to just sit there. We've got people for that. There's 8 PAs just sitting there waiting to go grab you a Coke or pull a wire.
It was really nice to be able to have that opportunity to actually have a budget, but like in Dead Hooker, we kind of were overly ambitious, so we didn't have enough money actually to cover what we were doing. So a lot of people would volunteer their time. They would bring things from home. They would work overnight for free just to make sure we had what we needed to. The crew that came together on this, that's why the movie looks so fucking good. It's because everyone actually gave such a shit while they were making it that every department excelled. It just looked like we had so much money and so much time, not like what was actually running around and praying to fuck that it would not be a shit movie.
Including a trailer for your star.
That didn't come right away,
Right
actually.
away.
She almost didn't have a shower. She almost had a cold bucket of water.
She would have had to take a horse bath. That's a towel in a sink for those of you who don't know. Most of you are like,
Yeah, most Glaswegians would know that. Who's next? Oh, wow. So, yes, Hoodie Man. Yes. Yeah.
Hoodie Man.
Like, one of my favourite films ever is Martyrs.
Oh!
I've heard accounts of like the filming process where it sounded really horrific and a really painful experience. So was there anything you guys did to make it like a fun experience, even though it's quite a dark film?
Did you actually understand that? Sorry, guys. Well,
Yeah. If if there's anything like while we were doing a horrific scene, if that was like the energy.
It wasn't like a really like dark experience for someone.
Mhm. Well, I think Katie said it was a dark experience for her at certain scenes, like with the storage locker and thing. Like that was disturbing in a sense for you, wasn't it?
No, my feet hurt, but that was about it.
We were always having quite a laugh on set. I think that someone once said that, oh, this is such a dark, serious movie. Don't you feel that should be like the tone and the energy for everything? Jen and I are just pissing around, having a laugh. I think my second AD was like, is there ever a day you're not talking about evisceration or porn? I was like, no, not really. But when we shot the Ranko party scene, I remember that went on for really long, and the crew just kind of just glared at us like, aren't you going to cut? And we're like, but not really. That it was always like really fun, I think.
Yeah, it was really fun. I reread the whole crew and these girls. These girls are so they're so on fire all the time, and everyone loves them so much the second that you meet them that they sort of create an energy on set and a fun vibe that. No, there was never any really. I mean, yeah, okay, the rape scene. There were a few people that were a bit upset. Right?
Dr. Grant
I was fine. Everyone else was fine. We were fine. We were like,
Actually,
oh,
Dr. Grant, David Lundgren is the nicest, sweetest person.
He had a problem. He had a big problem with
Between every take, Sylph would go over to Katie and be like, yeah, you're fucking awesome. You're taking it. And I would go over to Dr. Grant and be like, David, are you okay? Do you want some water? David, it's okay, David. It's okay. I mean, you're doing a great job. That's what, Dr. Grant
He needed a
would
lot
do.
of encouragement. I was like, yeah, no. Hit me.
I think there was a take that he kissed her during, and I was like, it's a rape. You've never raped anyone, huh? No, that's cool. That's totally cool. Just, you're not... But the way he kissed her was so tenderly. It was like a honeymoon. I was like, no, you don't have to do that stuff. The reason guys rape chicks is because you don't have to, warm up the oven.
Eject. Eject from the... Good question.
Yes.
what should you have done if it said yes?
I would have been like, you're going to have to draw on that. You did it wrong.
Sorry, there were so many. Sam.
Hi there.
Hi.
The comedy, the kind of black comedy mixes really well with horror, and I just wanted to know how you find the balance of that when you're writing it.
The balance of...
No, we're both
okay.
the answer.
I see.
You go ahead.
Secret, silent twin
It's a twin thing.
No, we just had a silent
dead
shut the
ringers.
fuck up. I'm going to answer this because I got introduced to horror by reading a lot of Stephen King with Jennifer in mind. He always had, it was always dark and then hilarious and then dark and then hilarious. And I don't think you can just keep anything the same tone all the way through. We're really stupid little twits, and we write something, and then we sit and wait for the other one to read the scene when she's going to write the next thing, and we're just like, and then the other one will be like, yeah, and made her laugh. It's just that kind of a process. Katie, on set, I kept saying she was either comedically genius or accidentally hilarious. I know her better now, so I'm sure it's accidentally hilarious. But it was a lot of fun. Like, if we were laughing, we're like, okay, well, hopefully some people laugh. When we came over here, you guys really like dry, dark humor, which is nice. I've sat in screenings where I feel like they feel like, I don't know, they're very angry. I'm like,
In Vancouver, it was rough. I was like, oh God, they need to drink more. I thought there was a bar.
It seems like they're confused and they don't know whether they're supposed to laugh, and unless someone else laughs. Jen was saying sometimes she'll sit in an audience and go and wait to inspire laughter.
And then they like a little drop in the water. They all laugh, but I think it's because in North America it's like a laugh track generation where they're trained that you laugh here, you're supposed to feel like this, or like in the Full House when the wanky music would come on, and it's like, oh, I'm learning a lesson now, or oh no, Stephanie's living in the toilet. There was an episode where she lived in the toilet. I swear to God. But yeah, I think that you guys have you can think a little bit more, and it's frowned upon if you don't think and take your own interpretation.
Because the title American Mary itself is your own comment on how you feel about, because it's not Canadian Mary, is it?
Oh, no, it wouldn't be Canadian.
Could you imagine
Mary.
how boring that would be?
Canadian Mary would probably.
But no. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So who was it? Who was? Yes.
Do you feel that there's a lack of strong female characters in horror, and what was it like to play the female with all the power and how did that feel?
There is definitely a lack of strong female characters in horror. In films in general, really, I find. I don't really think this is much of a horror movie. I don't really like horror movies all that much.
She's only done two of the best, Ginger Snaps and this.
I don't watch them all the time. They scare me. And that's what drew me when I originally read it. That's what drew me so strongly to the role, is to be able to play a multidimensional character who isn't all that. She doesn't have very many redeeming qualities, and I think I don't get to see human beings on film reflect certain qualities back to myself that I see myself and I see in. I wave at these two that I see in people, and to be able to have that where you're not just cookie cutter, the sweet girl next door, the mean girl bitch, to be able to play a character like that is it's inspiring in a way, and I hope it inspires more sort of characters like that in film, and more films like that are original, that are creative, that have interesting, quirky people that aren't so obvious, that aren't so normal, that aren't so fucking boring all the time. And I was really grateful to the twins for creating a role like Mary, and I was terrified going into it that I was going to completely fuck it up, especially with only 15 days, and I didn't know what we were doing at what time or what scene goes where or anything that we were doing, and yeah, you guys are all right.
You didn't film in sequence, did you? What was the very first scene you shot?
The first scene was the rat in the basement saving rat in the basement scene. So I walk on and set wearing fucking nothing. Hi guys, hi, nice to meet you. It's my ass, and I'm gonna fucking save this guy. It's all good. Yeah, no, fine.
It always works out that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of. That happens a lot. Yeah.
Sorry, who else was there? Gentleman there.
Yes, I was just wondering about the schedule. 15 days is a very short time to film a film as ambitious as that.
Yeah.
Was it just down to great producers, or was it just hard work?
First AD and DOP and these girls.
Our first AD, Brad Jubenville, was it was like having a war buddy. He's so brilliant, and he's so experienced. I had only done Dead Hooker in a Trunk, so to have any money and a crew before was like, whoa, this is gonna be a cakewalk. Now I know that I wouldn't wish 15 days on my worst enemy, because it sucks, and only having so many takes. But of course we extensively planned absolutely everything.
Most of the film was storyboarded. Every shot was written down completely. Jennifer and I don't drive, so Brad would pick us up and we would drive and be like, okay, fuck, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna get this done? And then at night he would drive us back and be like, oh, okay, this is what happened that sucked, and let's fix that for next time. Every time we had any kind of meal breaks, us and our director of photography, Brian Pearson, we would go and we'd start storyboarding on napkins, being like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And that was the process. And most of the time through the day it was fine, except when we had one location and lots of prosthetics, and they'd be kicking us out, and everyone just keep their cameras on, and they'd be like, get out, and we'd be like, oh, we're leaving. Film this, please, fuck.
Right, yes.
The film that it most reminded me of was Lucky McKee's May. Are you a fan of Lucky McKee? Was that an influence when you were writing the film? The balance of sort of comedy and horror and sadness as well really reminded me of that.
Okay, you're not allowed to hate me. I haven't seen May yet. I really wanted to, though, because people kept saying May, 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 and I was like, I like the woman, though.
Maybe.
Short but sweet. Man in red shirt who is hiding behind the man.
I collect kind of horror things, and I wonder if you ever going to bring out 7-inch figures.
Oh, I would love to. Those is it Hot Topic toys?
Yeah, we talked to a toy company. We were trying to get it done. I don't know what happened, but it was gonna have like Mary in her underwear. but it was painted on. It was painted on.
She
So
have the one outfit that
I
was
would buy
painted on, and then she would have had the white bandage dress and the green dress and the red scrubs, and you'd be able to, and the black apron. You could dress up Mary like a.
Oh, that's gonna be so
No,
fun.
wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
Right?
That's gonna
Who
be
would
great.
buy that?
yeah.
That's enough to warrant making some.
I also wanted to make Dr. Grant air fresheners. The little stuff, you just put them in your. Every angry girl would have one, right?
I never heard of that.
She pitched it to
Dangling
everybody.
from your
Yeah.
rear view mirror.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Fuck the world.
That's great.
We'll make a demo of those. We'll make a couple.
Yeah, I just want one. I
prototypes.
don't care if you sell them. Just give me one.
One last question. So who's it going to be? Who's going to have the best one? All right, I'm going to risk it all on you.
So we saw Mary's fashion sense was really sort of improving, and when she was going through the surgery. What was your aim with how to dress her?
It was the tagline for the film is appearances are everything. She starts more conservative, kind of dorky. For example, when she's in the strip club, she comes in what she thinks a stripper looks like, but she's so out of touch. She comes as like a 1950s Varga girl, and it's like, okay, sure.
Even at the beginning, when she's of very modest means, she tries to put herself together as well as she can because she wants to emulate the idea of success before she can actually attain success.
And then the couture green dress that she gets, she would never have that in any chance. But Jen and I wanted to have her in a green color that would be a sign of genius. That's actually why Ruby became a fashion designer. We're like, where's she going to find a really fucking hot dress? And we're like, wait a minute. We make the Barbie woman one of these. And we had Enigma Arcana come on. She's a great, amazing designer. And she had a lot of ideas of how we take her from more of a conservative, still pretty look and out of touch thing and just make her more overtly sexualized, because it's almost like she's taking her sexuality back after what happens with Grant, because he basically saw her as a piece of meat anyway. And she was like, okay, well, I'm going to own that now. And Jane came to me with this brilliant idea. She's like, she showed me the bra and the little apron, and she's like, right? And I'm like, right? Because she wouldn't want any on her, right? And then Katie was sweet enough to wear it.
Also, the psychological breakdown of Mary, she always kept up her appearances, and with her makeup being more like surgical and more perfected as she went on, the less she felt anything on the inside, the more she wanted to look pristine and perfect on the outside, so you would never really know what was going on. It's kind of like a duck on the water. On the top of surface, they're just chilling, and underneath they're paddling as quickly as possible.
Can I be cheeky and just one question?
Quickly.
She said cheeky.
That was this one.
I have it. It's right there.
What about putting it on and the mirror?
Originally in the part of the overwritten script, not overwritten, just well written, many words, was we had a lot of plans for as she goes along. Right after the Ruby surgery, when she throws up and you see her putting on her makeup, and it's very kind of flustery and fast. And we had a lot more scenes planned, and we shot some of them where eventually you see the progression. She goes very surgically until the end, and she's like insane surgically about her makeup. And that was part of what Jen just said, the whole appearance on the outside to cover whatever deadness is going on inside. And so and that was one of the clips that actually finally made it in, was the very last bit of the lipstick and the beauty mark, which is what I do sometimes when I go out and I put tons of makeup on. My little beauty mark is all covered under piles of foundation. I take the eyeliner and put that back on. Yeah.
And girls, this is going to be something that only is going to happen to you once, and we're in Glasgow. Ash.
There's a Glasgow rule that if you have three attractive people on stage, a really ugly man has to come on to leave. There's a Glasgow tradition with events, and it's kind of a first time we've done it at Fright Fest for an event, is everyone gets a portrait to take home with them. It's made out of children's skin and eating children's blood.
Yes!
And if you put it in your attic, that one's yours.
This one's mine!
And being twins, there you go.
Can I open it at the same time?
You can, but wait till I sit down in case you think it's shite. There's one for you. And you get an American Mary one each to take away with you. To say thank you for bringing your film.
Sel's gonna cry.
I've made a lady cry.
sisters and Katherine, Isabelle. Thank you so much. Can I ask you to stay in your seats while the girls get outside? They've got to get behind a table in case there's anything you want to be signed. You can buy some limited edition posters outside if you wish. If they can actually get up after all that, ladies, please make your way.
Oh my God, thank you.
I love these girls. They're such stars. Thank you so much. Thank you.